All right, I don't know what it's like for people in all northern climates. I suspect this is probably a common thing that happens to a lot of people when winter is getting here, on the way, already here, I don't know. And that is the maintaining of the snowblowers. As you've seen in the past, we did do a snowblower episode when Tim modified his to get it running because he had no end of problems. Now it's my turn to try to get mine running. I'm not going to do anything as crazy, but I do have to pull it out of the shed, so I got to go dig it out. Ugh. Of course, it is way, way back there, which means I'm gonna have to undo the summer storage that I did. Okay, got it into the shop. Well, not shop. Tiny garage attached to the house where it's warm. The container garage is not insulated, so I can't really work in there. Here's the issue. Basically, a no start condition. Now, unfortunately, a number of winters ago, the pull cord pulled out. Now, I was breaking my arm trying to start it anyway because it wouldn't start. It does have an electric start on it. I do know that it has gas in it, but it's probably not great gas because I did put some gas in it. As you can see, it's nice and full. My guess, and seems pretty obvious, is it's the carb. It's probably all gummed up. I don't know if there's spark. I would have to test for that. But if we give her a plug in here, choke her up. Can hear that gas moving. So it just spins, nothing engages. Like I said, my thought is that we're probably going to have to take it apart, maybe disassemble the carb. I'll take the carb to the Carb Whisperer. Everyone knows who that is. I work with him. He'll go through and see how plugged things are up. But the thing that I find weird too is that the motor isn't engaged. It doesn't sound like it's really turning anything over at all. Hopefully we can get it solved before the snow falls. Well, who am I kidding? As long as it doesn't snow by tomorrow, he'll get it solved. He always seems to be able to do that. It is amazing to me how much stuff you have to pull apart on one of these things to actually be able to get at what you need to get at. Now, the carb is still buried under here, but I'm going to check and see if we've got a spark first. I'm gonna pop it in there. So, not an issue there. Shocked myself in the process. So I've pulled out the carb, which you can see hanging out right down there. I had to pull out quite a few pieces to be able to get at that. Next up, pull the starter out. Like I said before, it was not engaging whatsoever. It didn't, like the Bendix sounded as though it wasn't moving out. We can give that a little check on the bench and see what goes on. It's not a big deal to try that out. Now, what I did notice though was when I pulled the starter off, this whole bunch of gunk fell out right around where the Bendix goes. Now, was that all in there, kind of plugging things up and keeping it from moving? I have no idea. Kind of have a bit better idea once we plug this in and see. Hit the button here. Looks okay to this guy. So I don't think the starter is the issue, although I am glad that I took it apart. So basically what that means, I'm going to pack up that carb tomorrow, bring it down to Tim, and get him to throw it in the ultrasonic cleaner and see if maybe that solves the problem.
Pulling a carb apart for Mark's snowblower, because, you know, it snowed, which is always fun. Oh, that came out easy. Well, that's good. Well, we know it was getting gas to the bowl, so that's always a solid sign. The reason I know that is, see this big puddle? That was all the gas that was in the bowl. We're gonna get this all taken apart, and we will throw it in the ultrasonic, try to clean out all those little passageways and everything and see what's going on, why it's not getting fuel flow to the actual snowblower to start. And I need a flat plate screwdriver. There. One jet, be gone. How are we looking? Relatively clean. That's why I like these things. You know any dentists, and they're willing to hand you some tools. Those are great. The idle circuit jet's going to be interesting. How do you go about getting that one out? Oh, there we go. Just like that. She comes out. Always a forgotten about. I've made the mistake many times in forgetting about this, but you can even see some of these. Well, I probably can't see it on camera, but some of those are closed, so we'll blast that out. That's just the choke. Really, that's about all there is to this carb. So let's go and throw it in Yawn ultrasonic and see what we got. What's this? Oh, that's to that vent. Well, we've got it cleaned out now anyway, so we're a step ahead. So we're just gonna drop the whole thing in. Oh, let's set her for 30 minutes. You know what, it's quicker if I go this way. And off and running. Alright, ultrasonic's done. Let's go get this thing. Got up to about 44 degrees, nothing too crazy, still able to put my hand in it. Came out nice and clean. Got rid of a bit of scuzz that was around it.
Back in the garage with one nicely cleaned up carb. I'm going to stick it back on and see if maybe it does work. I can't imagine why it wouldn't. Tim always does a great job with these things. Alright, so we're all back together. Spark plug is attached. As you see, I have turned the snowblower around. The reason why is I don't think anything's going to happen, but I don't want it running into motorcycles. Just in case, I'd rather it maybe runs into the garage door. It's cold outside and I don't feel like opening it. So let's just... We're full choked. There we go. From no start condition to fires right up. little bit of ballet to get that moving, but looks like it's back in working condition. That's great. A little smoky in the shop here, but close the door so it's warm again, get her light back. That way I can start putting her all back together. There's a few things that have to be done. All back together. Just one shield left to put on, but I'm not going to put that on yet. Got everything there. We'll give it one more test to make sure she fires up, which I'm sure she will. Of course, you can't be done a snowblower project without having a couple of bolts left over. I do know where a couple of them go, but I certainly don't know where all of them go. Plug her back in. Good to go. Try again. All set. Done. Thanks for watching, folks. Hope you enjoyed that. It can't be a winter with us without having some sort of snowblower episode. Not as exciting as last year's, but still interesting nonetheless. So we do have some other snowblower related plans, but I don't know if we'll get to them this winter or not. My fingers are crossed that we do. All right. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Make sure to like and subscribe. Later.